The unyielding emperor, the grand observation deck of the imperial flagship Solaris, offered a view that few beings in history had ever witnessed. Jivex stood with his back perfectly straight, hands clasped behind him as he gazed at the newly unified galaxy spread before him like a gleaming tapestry. The Orion cluster has finally submitted their formal declaration of loyalty, Cooper Kai said, approaching with a data tablet. That makes all 17 major systems officially under Imperial control. Emperor Jivex nodded slightly, his expression betraying nothing, though inwardly he felt a flicker of satisfaction. The 10-year campaign had finally ended. His vision of a peaceful, united galaxy was becoming reality. Shall I inform the council? Cooper asked. Yes, Jai replied, and prepare my address to the citizens. I want every world to understand this isn't conquest, but salvation. As Cooper departed, Jai allowed himself a rare moment of reflection. The battle scars along his forearm still ached in cold environments, reminding him of the cost of this unity. 3 assassination attempts to betrayals by former allies, and countless nights. Planning strategy had hardened him, but never broken his resolve. Emperor Aria's holographic form shimmered into existence beside him. The archives from Nexus Prime have arrived. The materials you requested are being cataloged now. Jai turned. Have they sent an archivist as promised? Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. She arrived with the shipment. When Jai entered the vast Imperial Library, he found a slender figure with unusual purple skin, examining ancient texts. Her back was to him as delicate fingers traced the spine of a particularly weathered volume. You must be from Nexus Prime, he said. The woman turned, revealing striking features that momentarily caught Jai off guard. Her eyes held an intensity he rarely encountered among his subjects. Amara Nix, Imperial Archivist, she said with a formal bow that somehow managed to seem both respectful and reluctant. Emperor Jivex, though, I suspect you already knew that your face is on every currency and monument in 17 systems. She replied with unexpected directness. It would be difficult not to recognize you. Jai found himself intrigued by her lack of the usual fawning deference. Show me what you've brought. As Amara guided him through the collection, Jai noticed a small worn journal tucked into her belt. She referenced other texts frequently, but never that one. When his hand moved toward it instinctively, she stepped back, her body language suddenly defensive. That isn't part of the Imperial collection, she said firmly. Everything within my empire is mine by right. He responded more from habit than conviction. Amara met his gaze unflinching. Then your empire is built on illusion, Your Majesty. Not everything can be claimed by conquest. Instead of anger, Jai felt curiosity bloom. You speak dangerously for someone in your position. Knowledge is always dangerous, she replied. That's why you want these archives, isn't it? Later, as Dr. Chen provided his daily briefing, Jai found his thoughts returning to the purple-skinned archivist and her mysterious journal. You seem distracted, Emperor. Dr. Chen observed. Find me everything about Amara Nix from Nexus Prime, Jai said. I want to know who she is and what she protects so fiercely. Shadows of the past. The Imperial Archives had become Jai's sanctuary in recent weeks, though he would never admit the true reason to his advisors. The official explanation was his interest in historical precedents for unifying fragmented civilizations. But Cooper Kai had begun to notice the Emperor's visits coincided precisely with Archivist Amara's work schedule. The resistance on Helios 4 has been neutralized, Commander, Brenna reported as they walked the polished corridor toward the archives. Though I recommend increased surveillance on neighboring systems, their sympathies remain unclear. Implement standard integration protocols, Jai replied distractedly. But double the educational resources. Oppression breeds resentment, Rena understanding cultivates loyalty. Commander Rena's expression tightened almost imperceptibly. As you command, Your Majesty. As they approached the archive entrance, Jai paused. That will be all, Commander. I have research to attend to inside the vast chamber. Amara worked alone, surrounded by holographic displays, ancient texts, and artifacts. The purple hue of her skin seemed to glow softly in the ambient light. As she meticulously catalogued a collection of pre-unification treaties, her mysterious journal lay beside her on the table, though she quickly slipped it into her pocket when she sensed his presence. Emperor, she acknowledged with a small nod. Have you come for the Centaurian peace accords? I've just finished translating the original text. It's quite different from what your historians recorded. Jai moved closer. Examining her work history belongs to those who write it. And those who preserve it, she countered. Unaltered. Something in her tone caught his attention. You disapprove. Of imperial records, I believe, in truth, your majesty, even uncomfortable truths. Their eyes met, and Jai felt an unfamiliar sensation, as if she could see past his carefully constructed imperial persona. Tell me, Archivist Nix, what uncomfortable truths are you hiding in that journal of yours? Amara's hand moved instinctively to her pocket. My personal writings are not relevant to imperial interests. I find that unlikely. Jai stepped closer. Everything about you intrigues me, Amara. Her name on his lips created a subtle shift in the atmosphere between them. You shouldn't, she replied softly. Later that evening, Jai reviewed the intelligence report Dr. Chen had compiled on Archivist. Amara Nix, born on Nexus Prime, 2 scholars who perished during the quantum plague raised by the Archival Guild exemplary academic records. Then a puzzling gap of 3 years before her appointment as senior archivist. Most curious was her connection to the resistance movements on several worlds. Prior to unification, though, no direct evidence linked her to subversive activities. She's hiding something significant, Dr. Chen said. Perhaps you should assign someone else to the Imperial Archives, someone more trustworthy, Nojai replied to. Quickly, I prefer to keep potential threats where I can observe them personally. The following day, Jai found Amara in a rarely used section of the archives, surrounded by records from his early campaigns. Researching my rise to power, he asked, making her jump slightly. Understanding the present requires studying the past. She replied, recovering quickly. Jai noticed a faint scar along her wrist as she gathered her materials. You weren't always an archivist, were you? Something flickered across her expression. We all have previous lives, Your Majesty. Even Emperor's mine is well documented, he said. Yours, however, seems carefully obscured. Amara met his gaze with unexpected intensity. Some stories aren't meant to be unofficial. Records, is that what's in your journal? The story you don't want told? Her purple fingers tightened around the ancient text she held. My journal contains memories, Emperor, not secrets. Aren't they often the same thing? A soft chime interrupted. Them, as Arya materialized. Emperor, urgent communication from Isabel regarding the Aldebaran delegation. They're threatening to withdraw from the trade agreement. As Jai turned to leave, he caught Amara watching him with an expression he couldn't quite decipher. Was it fear, curiosity, or something far more dangerous? We'll continue this discussion, Archivist, he promised. I look forward to it, Your Majesty, she replied, and for the first time he detected a hint of genuine warmth beneath her guarded exterior. That night, Jai dreamed of purple-skinned pages filled with hidden truths and a woman who remained unconquered despite his vast imperial reach. Starlight Confessions. The Imperial Observation Lounge aboard the Solaris offered unparalleled views of the Cassiopeia Nebula, its swirling cosmic gases painting the darkness with brilliant purples and blues. Jai had ordered the space cleared, finding himself increasingly drawn to solitude as diplomatic pressures mounted. The Aldebaran situation had been temporarily stabilized thanks to Isabel's skillful negotiation, but 17 unified systems created 17 times the political complications. I thought I might find you here. Mara's voice carried softly across the empty chamber. Jai turned, surprised by her presence. The archives have become too confining for you. Sometimes even archivists need to look forward instead of backward, she replied, moving to stand beside him at the viewport. Her purple skin seemed to resonate with the nebula's hues, creating an effect that momentarily took his breath away. How did you gain access to this section, he asked. It's restricted. 2 Imperial staff. A small smile played at her lips. Perhaps your security isn't as impenetrable as you believe. Instead of concern, Jai felt amusement, or perhaps Cooper. Kai recognized you from my numerous visits to the archives. You've been watching me. It wasn't a question. You're the only person in 17 systems who doesn't seem impressed by my achievements. Amara turned her gaze to the nebula. I'm impressed by what you've accomplished. Emperor, just not convinced of why you did it. The directness of her statement should have angered him. Instead, he found himself wanting to explain the galaxy was tearing itself apart. Centuries of conflict, resource depletion, failed diplomacy. I saw a different path through conquest. Through unification, he corrected. Sometimes healing requires surgical intervention. Mara's hand absently touched the journal at her waist, a gesture Jai had come to recognize as almost unconscious. "And who decided you should be the surgeon?" "History did," he replied simply. I merely answered. Something in his tone made her turn, studying his face with newfound curiosity. "You actually believe that, don't you?" Before he could respond, Arya's hologram flickered into existence several meters away. "Emperor, my apologies for the interruption. Dr. Chen requests your presence in the research laboratory immediately." Jai noted the urgency in the AI's tone. "Tell him I'm on my way." As Arya disappeared, he turned to Amara. "It seems duty calls." "It always does for emperors," she replied. With what might have been disappointment, "Join me for dinner tonight. My private quarters." The invitation surprised them both. Amara hesitated, her fingers brushing the spine of her journal. That would be inappropriate. "I've unified 17 warring systems. I believe I can host an archivist without scandal." Her soft laugh was unexpected and warming. "Very well, Your Majesty. 7 o'clock. Later that evening, as they dined overlooking the starscape, Jai found himself sharing stories he had told no one, not of the Emperor's triumphs, but of the man's doubts, the difficult decisions, the compromises that haunted him, the weight of billions of lives. "Why are you telling me this?" Amara asked her. Purple features softened in the ambient lighting. "Because you don't look at me and see only the Emperor," he admitted. It's refreshing. Their conversation flowed more easily with each passing hour, until Jai finally asked the question that had consumed him for weeks. "Will you ever tell me what's in your journal?" Amara's expression grew distant. "It contains memories of people and places that no longer exist, some destroyed during your unification." The statement hung between them, heavy with implication. "You lost someone." "Everyone did," she replied, her voice barely audible. "That's the cost of reshaping history." Jai moved closer, unable to stop himself from reaching for her hand. "I never wanted destruction, only to end the cycle of violence." To his surprise, she didn't pull away. "The difference matters little to those caught in between. It matters to me," he said with unexpected intensity. "You matter to me." Their eyes met, and something shifted in the space between Emperor and Archivist. A boundary crossed, a wall lowered, if only slightly. "Sarah would say, I'm being foolish," she whispered, "being here with you, your friend from Nexus Prime." Amara's eyes widened. "You've been investigating me?" "Knowing is what emperors do," he replied with a hint of apology. She withdrew her hand, and conquering not everything. Guy's gaze fell to her journal. Some things must be freely given. Later, as they stood at the viewport watching the nebulas dance, Amara surprised him by saying, "My journal began as a record of losses, a memorial. Then it became something else, a place for dreams I never dared." "Speak aloud." "Dreams of what?" Jai asked, his voice uncharacteristically gentle. "A galaxy where knowledge isn't controlled by the powerful, where history belongs to everyone." She turned to face him. "Galaxy where even emperors can learn. Is that why you came here to teach me?" "I came here to preserve what might otherwise be lost," she admitted. "I never expected." As their conversation trailed into silence, Jai realized the most powerful person in 17 systems was completely defenseless against the way this purple-skinned archivist looked at him. And for the first time in decades, he didn't mind surrendering control. The unwritten pages alarms blared throughout the Solaris as Jai sprinted toward the command center. Cooper Kai already briefing him through the comlink separatist attack on 3 systems simultaneously. "Emperor, coordinated and precise. They've somehow bypassed our security protocols." Jai's mind raced, processing tactical possibilities. "Casualties minimal so far. They targeted communication hubs and defense networks, not population centers." "Someone with intimate knowledge of our systems," Jai concluded. As they reached the bridge, Commander Brenna was already there, issuing orders, her expression unusually tense, deploying containment teams to all affected sectors. She reported, "But the encryption signatures are evolving faster than Arya can counter them." "It's an inside operation," Cooper stated. "Has to be." A terrible thought formed in Jai's mind. Where is Archivist Nix? The silence that followed confirmed his fears. "Missing," Sir Cooper finally said. "Since early this morning." The betrayal cut deeper than any assassination attempt Jai had survived. "Find her now." Hours later, with the attacks temporarily contained, Jai stood in Amara's abandoned quarters. Her few possessions remained, but something critical was missing. Her journal. "Emperor." Dr. Chen approached cautiously. We've decoded fragments of the rebel communications. There's something you need to see. The holographic display showed attack coordinates and security overrides, but the command signatures didn't match Amara's profile. They matched Commander Rena's. Impossible. Jai whispered. Not entirely, came a voice from the doorway. Amara stood there looking exhausted, her purple skin ashen with fatigue. I discovered the conspiracy this morning, that's why I disappeared too. Find proof. She held out her journal, open to recent pages filled with encrypted communications she had intercepted. I never planned to share this with anyone. But you need to see what I've been recording as Cooper took Commander Rena into custody. Jai faced Amara in the privacy of his quarters. Could have come to me directly with accusations against your most trusted military commander. She challenged. Would you have believed me? Without proof, the truth of her words silenced him. She had trusted him with her most precious possession, her journal of secrets and sorrows. Why did you help me? He asked. Finally, you've made your feelings about the Empire clear. Amara stepped closer. I've made my feelings about conquest clear, not about the man who believes he's creating peace. Their hands met, fingers intertwining purple against tan. Perhaps we're both writing a new history now, Jai murmured, before their lips finally met in the privacy of starlight. Galaxies unveiled. Celebration marking 1 year of true galactic unification filled the grand plaza of the imperial capital. Jai stood before billions of citizens attending in person and via holographic projection, but this speech was different from any he had given. Before today, we celebrate not conquest, but connection, he declared. Not uniformity, but unity in our beautiful diversity. From her position near the stage, Amara watched the Emperor with unguarded admiration. The changes of the past year had transformed both him and his empire. The Planetary Council now included representatives from every world power, no longer flowed from one man, but from many voices. Somehow stronger for Idaz, Jai concluded his address. He extended his hand, inviting Amara to join him. Her purple skin glowed in the sunlight as she took her place beside him, no longer just an archivist, but his partner in reshaping the Empire. Today we also announced the opening of the Universal Archive, Jai continued, where the true histories of all our worlds will be preserved unaltered for generations to come. Under the direction of Imperial scholar Amara Nix, the crowd's response was thunderous approval later. As they stood in the private observatory of their shared quarters, Jai held Amara close. Do you still write in your journal? He asked. Every day, she smiled. But the entries have changed, no more cataloging the Emperor's flaws. She laughed softly now. I record our journey. The difficult path of transformation. The Emperor, who learned that true unity comes not from power, but understanding. Jai's fingers traced the curve of her purple cheek. And the archivist who taught him that some treasures can't be taken, only given. Like hearts, she whispered. Like hearts, he agreed as their lips met beneath the light of 17 peaceful systems, their story continuing on pages yet unwritten, but full of promises. The twin moons rose over the capital. Amara's journal lay open on their bedside table, no longer locked away but shared freely between two people who had found something more powerful than conquest, more precious than control. A connection that transcended emperor and subject, spanning galaxies, but residing in the most ancient power of all, love, freely given and joyfully received.